More than 6 years after one of the most disastrous cards in UFC history, the UFC finally makes its promised return to Calgary on Saturday for UFC on Fox 30. A great card, one worthy of UFC President Dana White's birthday. Of course, we have an awesome main event. Eddie Alvarez and Dustin Poirier finally running it back. 15 months after their controversial no contest at UFC 211, these two will finally take to the octagon again and settle the score, and there is lots at stake between them. Of course, they both want a title shot. They both want to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov next, and it seemed like coming into this week that might very well happen until Conor McGregor came back into the mix.
I just want to say I'm thankful to the DA and the judge for allowing me to move forward. I want to say to my friends, my family, my fans, thank you for the support. Thank you.
His court hearing gets settled during this week. Seems like he is going to be ready to come back by the end of this year, fight Khabib Nurmagomedov for the lightweight belt, and that kind of leaves these two in a challenging situation. Dustin Poirier does not seem fazed in the slightest. He thinks he is fighting for the UFC belt next if he wins this fight. He may have to sit out for 6 months. He said he's not willing to wait a year, but still he is absolutely determined that he is going to get this title shot. And of course, Eddie Alvarez, he is fighting possibly for his UFC future, the final fight on his UFC contract. He is rolling the dice on himself going into this fight. He's done it before, he's willing to do it again, seemingly willing to potentially make this his last UFC fight. I asked him straight up at the media day, do you think this could be your last UFC appearance? He said,
possibility, we'll see, we'll see. I love it here. I love the competition. I love everything. I fight like a demon. I fight the toughest guys in the world. I'll continue to. No issue with that. Just want to share a little. We all should share a little.
Well, on top of a stellar headliner for this event, we have two very, very key matchups just below. Of course, Jeremy Stephens and Jose Aldo going at it at the co-main event in the featherweight division. A huge fight for that weight class, but it's hard to really know what the future is going to hold for that winner. Max Holloway is still dealing with his issues stemming from his UFC 226 withdrawal. We don't know what's going to happen to him going forward, so it's really hard to pinpoint exactly where the winner of this fight will go. Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Tecia Torres, on the other hand, that is a huge, crucial fight at 115 pounds for both these women. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she was the ruler of this weight class for so many years, was just dominant out there, but she has lost her past 2 fights in a row to Rose Namajunas, and she is in an interesting spot. 3 losses in a row might very well bounce her from this weight class for the foreseeable future. She might go up to 125, finally make that move we've been waiting for. So if she really wants to keep her title hopes alive, she believes she's going to be champion again in this weight class. It's hinted she may get a title shot with a win here, but she does need to win. A loss here would be devastating. And then, of course, Tecia Torres, on the other hand, she has come up short in some key spots against Rose Namajunas, against Jessica Andrade, but for her, she's getting another opportunity to really prove her worth, prove she is one of the very, very best in this weight class. That is definitely a fight to keep an eye on outside of the main event. We had the chance to talk to many of the key prelim fighters, and 25-fight UFC veteran Ross Pearson really stood out to me during our interview. Ross Pearson has been through the highest of highs, the lowest of lows. He's dealt with a lot. He just rebounded from a 4-fight losing skid and is back on track, and he is talking a big game. He is revealing his final aspirations for his career. He's been in this for a long time, winner of season 9 of The Ultimate Fighter, and again, he has had his ups and downs, but it seems like he wants to make one final run at the title. Well, there's definitely no shortage of notables on this UFC return to Calgary, but there is some people that aren't as well known on this undercard. One name that stands out to me, Islam Makhachev, a training partner of Khabib Nurmagomedov. They are very, very close friends, and this guy seems to have all the talent in the world. Through his UFC career so far, he is statistically ranked as the least hit fighter per minute in the lightweight division, and that says something in perhaps the deepest weight class in the sport. He could be a guy that evolves from prospect into contender in the very near future. And that's really the best of what you need to keep an eye on going into UFC on Fox this Saturday. Again, the long-awaited return of the Octagon to Calgary, and MMA Junkie has been on scene all week and will continue to keep it locked throughout the weekend. Post-fight coverage, interviews, everything you want and more. Keep it locked to the website.